It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Charles Osgood.
Glee is a weekly TV homage to the high school glee club. And just like any real high school singing group, this glee club depends for its success on one very committed teacher. He's played by Matthew Morrison. And this morning, he answers questions from CBS Evening News anchor Katie Couric.
All right, showtime.
I wanna be a billionaire so freaking bad.
Every up-and-coming entertainer has a moment when he realizes he's arrived.
I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine.
For Matthew Morrison, it was the night he found himself taking requests from none other than Bruce Springsteen.
So the boss comes up to me at the Kennedy Center Honors, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry to bother you, but can you take a picture with my daughters?" And I was like, yeah, sure. It was surreal. And De Niro came up to me and, "Hey, you the guy from the Happy Show?" I was like, "Yeah."
The Happy Show?
Glee, yeah.
De Niro notwithstanding, Glee has become a household name for millions of self-proclaimed Gleeks who watch Fox's #1 primetime show with a conviction that can only be described as religious.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water.
Mr. Schuster, I have an
Me first.
Morrison plays Will Schuster, the dedicated teacher who transforms a group of harmonic and hormonal high school outcasts into singing and dancing sensations. And in the process, he's become one himself. But it hardly happened overnight.
You know, I just turned 32, and I'm so happy that it's all happened at this moment. And I've had a lot of years of, kind of paying my dues and really trudging up the Broadway ranks and stuff. That was my dream as a child, to be on Broadway. You find yourself, when your dreams come true, you have to make new dreams.
You sick my nerves and you're out of my brain. Too much love drives a man insane.
His new dream, planning a worldwide concert tour.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I like the love 'cause I thought it was funny.
Along with a debut solo CD.
This next one I actually wrote while I was in London with this guy. His name's Egg White.
Oh, I love Egg White.
Most people do for breakfast.
Your expectations, I'm never gonna measure up.
He describes it as Justin Timberlake meets Michael Bublé, a collection of both covers and original songs, including one about the mixed blessings of celebrity.
They smile, they came, but they don't know my name.
It's the duality of being Mr. Schuster and being me, and how no one really knows my name.
So you are struggling a little with the fame thing.
All these people, I get so much love and adoration from people, but at the end of the day, I'm by myself, falling asleep on my pillow.
Matthew James Morrison grew up spending plenty of time alone as the only child of 2 Army nurses who were constantly moving. But after a summer stint with the Children's Theater in Arizona, 10-year-old Matthew finally felt at home.
It was called The Herdmans Go to Camp. It was this made-up show that they did, and I played Ollie Herdman. This lame song I'll never forget. We're the roughest, toughest, meanest punks in this whole town, yeah.
He kept on landing lead roles at the Buena Park Youth Theater in Orange County, California, like the pubescent Prince Charming in Cinderella, and Charlie Brown's beloved Beagle in Snoopy.
Being in the arts as a child, I think sometimes you can get, made fun of and stuff, but I didn't care.
Did anybody ever try to throw a slushie at you?
No slushies. Who does that? Did we make that up on the show? Because I've never heard of that.
High school was already a safe haven since he attended OSHA, the Orange County High School of the Arts. And as if his innate talent wasn't enough, Morrison was also class president and prom king.
Do you ever feel like, hey, Mr. Everything? It's a burden, isn't it?
I didn't want to be prom king. People nominated me and chose me. So that wasn't my fault.
But by his senior year, Morrison found himself at a crossroads, contemplating leaving the arts for athletics.
I had been playing soccer since I was 4 years old and kind of started playing at an elite level. So I kind of came to a head where I had to choose one.
OSHA's director, Ralph Opasek, read him the riot act.
With his amazing talents and amazing potential, we just couldn't let that happen. So we were able to convince him that the arts were the direction to go and to stay with his acting and singing and play soccer on weekends.
And
Morrison's dream of being on Broadway would be realized 6 times in 10 years, from his breakdancing debut in Footloose to the hip-swiveling Link Larkin in Hairspray.
It takes two. Come with me, walk with me.
But he told us his favorite role was the love-struck Fabrizio Nacarelli in The Light in the Piazza.
What do you think that did for you professionally?
that, I mean, just get chills just even thinking about that show. That was the highlight of my career. I spoke half the show in Italian and the second half in broken English.
It earned him a Tony nomination, and soon he'd be center stage again as Lieutenant Cable in the Lincoln Center revival of South Pacific, when on some enchanted evening, his agent called about some TV show, Glee.
I just took it as another audition. I wanted to do something that was very teacherly. So I was like, I'm gonna pick up an ukulele and learn how to play a song.
It wasn't entirely original.
I know also Somewhere Over the Rainbow with the ukulele, kind of the version that was done by
Israel Kamakabiba Ole.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. But you
I was seeing it was like, you're gonna slaughter it. I'll take the lead.
Thank you, thank you.
But to Glee's creator, Ryan Murphy, Morrison was head and shoulders above the rest.
When I first met him, I was like, it's not fair that you have hair that good, dude.
Murphy says there aren't a lot of men who can make singing and dancing look masculine, and even fewer who can make a Glee club look cool.
The character of Will Schuester to me was like Gene Kelly at age 32.
But Morrison would model Mr. Shu after someone else.
You know, she may have a point.
A certain high school musical mentor who set the stage for his career once upon a time.
The funniest thing about Glee is that I'm basically playing you know, and I've taken a lot of that positive, inspirational kind of teacher that you were. So thank you for honing this character.
And to show his appreciation, OSHA's homegrown hunk recently returned to his old school and didn't come empty-handed.
A little something for you. I'm donating $15,000 to OSHA. So.
Performing Arts High School I went to, their enrollment this past year doubled. I think that's what I'm most proud of the show for.
Behind the scenes at Glee, life imitates art. The man they've nicknamed Mr. Triple Threat has become a mentor to a cast of virtual unknowns.
I think one of the best parts of the whole experience for me has been watching my kids grow as artists. I feel so proud.
And unlikely as it may seem, Matthew Morrison knows if this showbiz thing doesn't work out, he can always teach.
Let's do that part.
Okay, all right, I'll try.
This part.
We take a trip with Dick Van Dyke next Sunday morning.
I saw it.